Well, hi everyone, I'm Judy Elliott, and thank you so much for being with us today. I'm actually visiting with the DDDA. I'm talking with George Woodward, who is the Executive Director here, and thank you, George, for letting us stop in and talk with you today.
Well, we're glad to have you. We're always welcoming folks to downtown these days.
Right, and you know, a lot of people may not really know what DDDA stands for. Let's kind of give them what that actually stands for.
Well, it's the Downtown Dalton Development Authority and was created in 1981 by the Georgia State General Assembly. And the purpose of it, the authority, is to do development and redevelopment of downtown, to work with the merchants and the property owners. And we're kind of unusual because we're one of those old constitutional authorities that was done many years ago. And so we also have taxing power. So of the properties that are in the downtown district, they now contribute 2.5 mils a year in property tax to support Downtown Development Authority.
Right. Who actually sets policies and programs for DDDA?
Well, we have a 7-member board of directors. 3 of the members represent property owners in downtown. 3 of the members represent business owners, and then we have 1 member who is appointed by the mayor and council, but they're also a voting member. So all 7 members do vote, and we have elections every year. They serve 3-year terms.
Okay, so how often do you meet as a board?
We meet once a month for board meetings, but we have work sessions, we have special call meetings. We have board members who are assigned to different committees. As a Main Street city, we have 4 areas. We have promotion, design, organization, and economic development. So each board member will have some assignment in those areas. And then some of our board members have some certain expertise that we need from time to help us to do our business.
Right. How does the city and the DDDA work together?
Well, we are autonomous, but we also act like a department of the city. It is very important for us on a daily basis to be in communication with Public Works, Parks and Rec. We also work with the fire department and the police department. We do that in terms of the permitting that we do for downtown events primarily, but the coordination of closing streets or events that come on, which Audrey can tell you more about later on, we have to be in very close contact with them.
Right, and that's very important to have that relationship, I know.
It's extremely important, and one thing that I really will say this year has helped us, well, the end of last year and going into this year, is that we've had Jason Parker as a city administrator, and Jason really kind of coordinates that. We go to department head meetings, and so there's a lot more interaction now between DDDA and the city of Dalton.
Great, that's wonderful. I know there has been a great relationship also with DDDA and Believe Greater Dalton that was formed, what, in 2018?
Yes.
Kind of give us an update on how that's progressing.
Well, Believe Greater Dalton is an initiative of the Greater Dalton Chamber of Commerce, and they were looking at areas for the entire community. One of those areas was downtown. As we were in 2017, DDDA looking at where we go next level, said, you know, it doesn't seem like we should be doing this separately. It seems like we should be coming together. We can consolidate the effort, save some resources. And the big surprise, I guess, that came out of that was that we were able to almost immediately apply for a grant for the Carl Vinson Institute of Government to come do a master plan for downtown and collaborate with Believe Greater Dalton to see that done and create a steering committee. On a daily basis, I work with Allison Coker, who is the project manager for Believe Greater Dalton. And it's just really worked out extremely well. And the coordination that we can do, the communication, both groups working together, have really yielded some great results for us.
Right. It just makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, to have both entities focusing on the same, the same mindset.
Right. Well, and you know, for us, it leverages all the membership of the chamber, all the property owners and the business owners in downtown together in one cohesive group, so that we can then create this master plan.
Sure. And
we can move forward from there.
Right. And you mentioned the master plan. What is the master plan with DDDA, and what kind of identify where you are with that master plan?
Well, Judy, we rolled out the master plan in February of this year. We had 350 people turn out to hear about the master plan. And then we are now in the implementation stages of the master plan. Obviously, there are some things that are going to take a while to do. But if you look at streetscape, it stops at Kyler. So part of the master plan says we need to look at extending streetscape. So that money now for that project is in the city capital improvement budget. We have some initiatives that we're driving ourselves in terms of surveying Depot and Depot Street and some alleyways to look at how we can beautify those areas, take the utilities and put them underground. We're looking at apartments, more lofts as a result of it, and working with the city and the planning folks to make it easier to develop.
Right, a lot of positive changing happening. Yeah. It's wonderful. Tell me a little bit about the DDA board. What are the priorities coming up for 2020?
Well, we want to continue to work on the master plan. We want to look at those areas that we can make the biggest impact on. One of the things that we really will be focusing on is the creation of a downtown redevelopment council. It'll be convened and facilitated by DDDA, but it'll have larger representation than just the DDDA board. And we'll start looking at those properties in those areas that are being developed now, what properties can come on and be developed easily, and then those properties that may be harder to develop, that might need some sort of incentive or some special action, then we'll put those on the agenda as well.
Wonderful. I want to also talk to you about, because this is so much fun, it's been so much fun the last 2 years, the music series at Byrd Park. I love it. If you haven't been down for that, I'm telling you, this is the place. It's happening right here in downtown Dalton. I love it. Let's talk about that and where you are with that, and will continue for next year in 2020?
Absolutely. Byrd Park has become a place that people know now and recognize thanks to Gene Burr, the Community Foundation. We have a great working relationship with Community Foundation, Creative Arts Skill, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and DDDA, and it's a proof of concept now. When we first were launching this idea about putting concerts there on Fridays, people were kind of saying, in Dalton, this isn't going to happen. And now we have 800, 1,500 people, depending on the entertainment come out, and I think now people are making this emotional attachment to Byrd Park as a place to come to. Let the kids run in it, have lunch there, but also these big events that come on from time to time.
Right, and I think you were talking about before we started taping this, the fact that there's something, from like spring all the way into the fall happening.
Well, our partnership with the Creative Arts Guild will leverage that. We have Arts in the Park as well as the music series. So really, as you mentioned, from spring well into the fall, we'll have something almost every week there for people to come to, whether it's a concert, whether it's Shakespeare in the Park, whether it's some of our other events that we permit, like Rock and Rappel and the Friendship House Music Festival. A lot of things going on.
All happening here in downtown Dalton. I hear the train, so we're going to stop this interview, hit Audrey next. Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Well, now I'm talking with Audrey Batts, and we're going to be talking about some of the things that are happening with Downtown Dalton Development Authority when it comes to events, planning events, so many other things that you're involved in here, and as program coordinator. Tell me a little bit about what is actually your role when it comes to DDDA.
Okay, so I wear a lot of hats down here at the Downtown Dalton Development Authority. So my title here is Program Coordinator. So I work especially with permitting events that go on downtown. So as you know, we've had a lot of things happening downtown lately and a lot of cool things coming up. So if you are interested in having having an event downtown, I would be the person you would talk to. So initially what we would have you do is either give me a call at the office or shoot me an email. My phone number at my desk is 706 278-3332. So you can just give a call to me, leave me a voicemail if I don't happen to be in. I'm out and about sometimes out in the community. But I'll give you a call back and we'll work on getting you the application set up so you can have your event downtown. You're also more than welcome to shoot me an email and I can send the packet over to you. And we have a copy of our packet online as well. If you want to check out downtowndalton.com, our application for permits is listed on the website as well.
Right. So what is the process? I mean, what kind of events do you book? Or if someone's asking, I don't really know what all I could book.
Sure. So anything that's happening in the public area downtown. So if you're having a private event somewhere, you wouldn't need a permit for that necessarily. You know, event at Trevitt Hall or at Gather 229. But if, say, you wanted to have something at Burr Park, like our concert music summer concert series, in addition to, you know, we've had the United Way had their CEO trike race out there. We have the Latin Food Festival, all those kinds of things. If you're wanting to utilize Burr Park or Dalton Green or any of our downtown spaces, you would just contact me and we'll get a permit application filled out. And then what happens is that I send that completed application packet out to all these city departments. So the fire department, the police department, public works, parks and rec, city administrator, everyone signs off on that so that the city is aware of what's going on. And if there's resources that are needed from the city, we can utilize those resources, such as if we need to shut down a road after business hours, things like that. That's an option. So everyone in the city is aware of what's going on, so we can make it safe and fun for everybody.
Well, so really and truly, you make it so easy for someone who's planning an event because they don't have to, you know, contact so many different sources for permits to get it all coordinated because you coordinate it all for them. Making it easy.
Yes, that's the goal, is to make it as easy as possible. One less thing for people to worry about when they're planning events. So we do what we can to help there. And I'm always more than happy to answer questions if you're not sure, if you think you might want to have an event or you have something, you know, an idea or something that you're starting to plan. Always call just to check. I can also check our master calendar to see what other events we might have to make sure things aren't clashing and things like that, so we can get the most people out for your event.
Right. You know, there's so many advantages to having your business in downtown Dalton, and I know that you work very closely with the merchants here to help them market their business as well. Tell me a little bit about how you do that and how it works with if you're having a business here.
Right. So our downtown merchants are part of the downtown district, so we do a lot of advertising and marketing and things like that for those businesses. We'll put ads in the newspaper like for the holiday open house to make sure the community's aware. Our Facebook and Instagram are very active, so I'll do what I can to promote our different downtown merchants in that way. We also do a weekend guide that I put out on Wednesday afternoon every week that tells what's going on Thursday through Sunday in the downtown district.
Right, so it makes it very easy for people who have their own business down here. You help them market their business and their retail, etc. So that saves them a lot of time and effort on that too. Listen, thank you so much for letting us come out and talk with you and George today. We appreciate having an update of what's happening in downtown Dalton. A good thank you for that.
Wonderful, yeah, it's been fun. Thanks, Judy.
To advertise your business on TV, contact Elliott Media at 706-529-4237.